everything the game at the same time. Yeah. Coke fed, press some head, let's get in the car, I said. She grabbed my hand, girls rescue, met the bar, witness said. Tears fled the head, I'm weak, now guess she tweet, I guess she confess. She thinking less, not drinking less. Bathroom says, best it gets, spontaneous, our stereotype. Put to rest tonight. Imagine, believe, and achieve, it works. Skyline as a rise like fireworks. Smell through the bad, don't touch my perk.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this edition of After the Storm, your OKC Thunder post-game analysis live stream. Game number 2, post-game show. Everything kind of went the way that I was assuming that it was going to go. As I talked about the other day, after we lost game 1, that, you know, let's revisit, let's revise, let's rethink our Thunder thought process. Because remember when we first went to the finals with KD, James, and Russell, we won game 1 against the Heat, and they came back and went, bam, spanked us. So I thought, you know, that's why I said, hey, let's revisit this time. We lost game 1, so let's come back and do what we need to do. And to be honest with you, I wasn't really worried about us winning this game. It talks about we've only lost back-to-back games, twice all year. And I wasn't really worried about it, to be honest with you. I just wasn't, because to me, I knew we were going to be playing at home. And for us to play the way that we played, I wasn't really concerned about what was going to happen with our team. I really wasn't. I'm more worried about Game 3. And like we talk about, Game 3 is the most important game. Games 1, Games 3, Games 5. And because like I've said before, Game 3 is about, if you've lost one at home, it's about regaining home court advantage. If you've taken one from the team on the road, then it's about you keeping home court advantage. That's what it's about. So that's why Game 3 is so important. Hey, John, what's up? Yes, I did. I had my Thunder gear on, guys. Of course, I had my Thunderalls on, and I did have my hat on, and I did have my my AF1s on today, my white AF1. So, yes, sir, I did have all of my stuff on tonight. I sure as hell did. But that being said, how about the others? How about a sighting from Aaron Wiggins? And remember, those of you who have been watching the show, I had talked about this, especially on the Unpopular Hour, my daily show. I said, if the Thunder are going to win, that's SJ doing what SJ does. And by the way, congratulations on his 9th straight 30-point home game, which ties an NBA record. Also, I saw this today as well, that tonight I thought this as well. In the first 2 games of your first NBA Finals, I saw this. Guess who are the only 2 people that he scored more points than? He scored 72 SGA in his first 2 home games, first 2 playoff games, first ever. Allen Iverson had 71 in his first 2. And Jordan had 69 in his first 2. And SGA has 72. Now, this is I don't know, stats, I guess, I throw them out because it's kind of cool. But the others made the difference tonight. And I said this before as I was talking about it. If the Thunder are going to win, SGA is going to do what SGA does. That's why I gave him a little love right there. Number 2, if Dort is making threes and Wiggins is making threes, and Joe, if he can make threes, but like tonight, if he comes out, he misses, take him out because he's a liability defensively. Unlike what some of these people who never watched us play say, he's a liability defensively. He can't play. So that being said, but when Dort and Wiggins is knocking down threes, and SGA is doing what he does. Because remember, J-Dub still didn't play that well tonight. He played okay. But once again, the coach, he's doing diagonal stuff. He took him out in the first quarter. We won a 9-0 run. Come out the second quarter, make another run. And then in the third quarter, he doesn't take him out to like 3 minutes to go. He took him out in the third quarter. Let me see when he take him out. 3 minutes and 45 seconds. He is just on purpose, he's on point trying to do that. Now, he did take him out for just a second there in the fourth quarter, but he's determined to play SGA and J-Dub the same amount of minutes. He is doing diagonal stuff. And I'm just telling you, if he will just do what I want him to do, If he would just take J-Dub out at the 5 or 4 minute mark of the first and third quarters, let us make a run, bring SJ in. Like the best thing he did, is I said this. We're making a run, and I said, we made a run on them. I want to say it was the second quarter. And I was like, is he going to bring SJ in and take J-Dub out? And he did. And we continued our run. This is like what I asked him to do the other day. If you were making a run, the coach calls timeout, and you don't have SJ in the game, take J-Dub out, switch your lineup, and it's going to make a huge difference. Now, that being said, let me give the coach some kudos. How about our boy K-Rich, Kendricks Williams? And saw him in the lineup just like he did against Minnesota. He did not play game one that hardly that much, and we wanted to. Remember I talked about it at the end of when Rick Carlisle went small. I'm like, if you're going to go small, coach, then you need to have K-Rich in the lineup because K-Rich makes a run. He generates us. He helps us defensively and offensively. He makes a difference, and he just does. And he did that today when he came into the lineup tonight. It's a huge thing when K-Rich comes in. Manifest. Wig said he must have read all our posts last week because they were brutal. Yes, he did. He did save the Thunder tonight. But it's about time. But once again, all I want you to do is shoot threes, bro. Don't try to take people off. Just catch and shoot, bro, and knock it down and get in the rhythm. And the thing that I loved is that he shot, missed, and then we got a rebound and kicked it back to him. He just caught in rhythm and bam, knocked it down and just missed a three. That's what I want to see from Wiggins. I don't want to see all this nonsense you're trying to do behind the back. I don't want to see none of that. Just catch and shoot the basketball, knock down threes, because that in itself was the dagger. And it will continue to be the dagger if he just does that. But Dagnall's move to put K-Rich in the game was sweet. It was magnificent, like it was against Minnesota, like his move against putting Caruso in there. What I don't like is you make it tougher on the team. Take J-Dub out when you bring SJ in the second, fourth quarter. Just take J-Dub out for 3 minutes, especially when he ain't playing well. You continue, like he's going to get better. Take his ass out and let's close the game out. Quit trying to develop him. Just go. Develop him during the season. And we will win easily. But tonight, it's the others. Wiggins and Caruso, 9 for 18. 9 for 16, I'm sorry. One was 4 for 8, one was 5 for 8. 9 for 16. And when they're knocking down threes like that, wide open, by the way, except for Wiggins' nice step back, which was a beast. Manifest. Shout out to Kenny Hustle, who did the work. Yes, sir. Caruso and Wiggins. Once again, the others. And remember, Chet showed up tonight, and there was a sighting of Chet. And by the way, our guy, Randy Wright, the commander, nice call on his part with the double bigs. With the double bigs tonight. That, he's like, why aren't we starting them like that? And my thing is this, start Caruso, not Kaysen. I know you want to bring Caruso off the bench, but start Kaysen. Start Caruso. Bring Kaysen off the bench. This moment is a little big for Kaysen. He hasn't quite got he starts out, he's in such a hurry to make an impression that Kaysen is slowing down. Now that you started this lineup, let's not change it. If this is the lineup you're going to go with, then let's go with it. Let's let everybody get into a flow of, okay, this is what we're going to do. Let's play with this lineup. If you're going to do this and you're going to do it, don't go in game 3 and change it 4. Don't change the lineups. If you're going to go small like this, then go ahead and do that. Then bring the double bigs off when Bryant comes in or if he doesn't. Because Chet can go out there and guard. You got iHeart out there guarding. And what that does is when you do that, Chet patrols the middle. So the double bigs is working. It's working. But in situational basketball, yes. And I will say this, Dagnall was very good in situational basketball when they made that timeout. He pulls SJ out. Because I was sending a text. I was like, this is a perfect time, coach. Pull J-Dub out, put SJ in, different lineup. They're not expecting you to do that because you don't do that. When you make a run with J-Dub in the game and there's a timeout, you don't take him out, which is what happened in game 1. And we talked about it on this show. Coach, make the difference. Sub him out, please. And he did tonight, and what happened? Boom, 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 hit him out. Game was over, which was what happened in game 1. When the coach calls timeout, he's saying, okay, Dagnall's history has been that he's not going to take J-Dub out when they make a run and bring SJ in. He's not going to do that. So now we can do what? We can adjust to this lineup by switching out, by calling timeout, and adjust based on what this lineup is, how to make a difference, which happened, which was the difference in game one in the fourth quarter. And we talked about that on the show the other day. Here's your opportunity to change. And in our text, I said that, and bam, what happened? He made the change, bam. They came out, they didn't know what to do, and we bust them in the mouth, and the game was over. That's what you do. That's coaching. Instead of being stuck with, I'm going to do this. And then in the third quarter, what does he do? He sticks with him. We go on a 9-0 run in the first quarter with J-Dub on the bench. And then in the third quarter, you keep him in there until like 3 minutes ago. What are you doing? Coach, what are you doing? But that being said, how about K-Rich? How about Caruso? How about Wiggins? How about those guys? Yeah, we talked about that, John, how he missed that three and came back and knocked it down. Now, let's look at the stats of this game, guys, compared to the last game, okay? Because, remember, we're going to compare this game to the last game. Now, remember, they had 25 turnovers, and we lost. They only had 15 turnovers tonight, so they took care of the basketball, and we beat them by 20. Not quite, but you know what I'm saying. The game was by 20. Pacers 14 for 40 from three. And remember what they were early. They were knocking down wide open corner threes, and we were talking about it in our text, that it's the same thing that happened to Dallas last year. You're giving them wide open threes, which is the shortest three-point shot on the court, are the corner threes. By the way, Shea made one. And who did Caruso? Where was this man? He's coming from corner. Let me go step in the corner. You going to do this? You going to leave us open in the corner? Let's do that. And we fixed that in the second half. We not allowed them to go get those wide open threes. And if you cut their corner threes out, there are the limits to what they can actually do. Thunder 14 for 36 from three. Now here's the difference. The Pacers are still shooting 45% against our defense, but instead of us shooting 39%, we shot 48%. And as I said the other night, had we on the 25 turnovers, had we shot what we shot now, we'd have beat them by 30. The game would have been over. We have to shoot the basketball correctly. Even though they are going to turn the ball over, we got to make some shots in transition and that. Here you go, rebounding. What did we get out rebounded the other night, guys? 17? Did we get out rebounded 17 the other night, right? We out rebounded them tonight by 8. Pips, points in the paint, that's my stat. Of course, 42 to 34. 15 turnovers to our 14. We turned the ball over way too much because we did a lot of that early because we were in such a hurry. J-Dub was in a hurry. Kaysen was in a hurry, and we slowed down. And then when you look at the box score for the Thunder, Chet, I thought Chet played great. I thought J-Dub was average. But Chet was really magnificent, I thought, tonight. He really showed up. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, no steals, 1 block. But I thought his presence was made 1 for 3. His 3 was a huge 3, but I thought there was a Chet sighting tonight, I believe. There was a Chet sighting, which is good for us in 28 minutes. J-Dub, 5 for 14, 1 for 5, once again, 19 points, but he didn't play that great. 5 rebounds, 5 or 6, he played okay, but he didn't play that great. He really didn't. And I think that you pull him out a little bit, you make more yeah, hey, Commander, Randy. And we got boards. Yes, that's what we just said, Randy. You missed that. We got the boards. That made the difference. I think, did we get out rebounded 17? That makes a huge difference for what we're trying to do. Lou Dort, 1 for 3. I wanted 3 points, but his defense was magnificent tonight. He's just a beast. Love him and love what he's doing. Kaysen, he's still trying to find his way. Second year in the league, and you're starting playing in the finals. That's a tough task for somebody like him. K-Rich, 8 minutes, great 8 minutes, no points. But 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He magnificent, K-Rich. Isaiah Hartenstein, 1 for 2. I still want him to be more aggressive shooting the basketball. He's not looking to shoot, he's looking to pass the ball. Please be more aggressive, bro. Get some shots up, please, please. And then I got Caruso. We love Alex. 6 for 11, 4 for 8. 20 points. Isaiah Joe, 6 points, 1 for 3. I think when he missed that first shot, we were like, take him out. If he hits his first shot, leave him in. If he misses, take him out. And then a sighting from Wiggins, 6 for 11, but more importantly, 5 for 8. Great job by Aaron. I thought he played great. And then, of course, Alex R., what's up? Glad to see the win. I didn't watch it. I was feeling like Nate. Well, then you're not watching Game 3 then, or Game 4 you're not watching anymore. If we won without you watching, Alex, you ain't watching no more, bro. You're done. I was going to do my part and now watch. Looks like it was a good win. The Thunderalls came in through the win. Yes, they did. And I did have my bucket hat on tonight, and I did have my Air Force Ones on today. So I did do that to do my part as well. Then Nate did not watch the game, bro. That's why he's not on tonight. Because he defeated Washington. He's watching the game now, but he did not watch it. Yes, the double bigs helped in the offensive rebound and much better. And I think the commander was right about that. Glad to see Ihart poke the ball away and drive for it. Yeah, dive for it. Well, he's hustling because you don't know if this is going to be your only time in the finals. Now, like I said, I think we're in the second year of a 5-year window. That's what I think. Our path to the finals is going to be tougher than Indianapolis. But if you think next year is easy for them, but it's going to depend on who New York Knicks gets as a head coach. But the Indiana Pacers are strong. They've got a good team. What are you going to do with Miles Turner? You keeping Miles Turner? You trade Miles Turner. You trade Miles Turner, we'll see what happens with you. But they did keep everybody intact from last year, brought everybody back, and it made a difference. But they did get lucky because Cleveland was hurt and Boston was hurt. But you got to take advantage of the opportunities when they present themselves. And this is an opportunity that presented themselves to the Pacers. But Rick Carlisle, I thought it was funny listening to his post-game show talking about our fans. We know our fans are loud. We know that Paycom is rocking. We know that, and it's back to the way it was earlier when Paycom, when it was called Thunderdome, when it was rocking up in there. It was rocking up in there, and it was tonight. At least that's what it sounded like on TV. And so I'm excited about what our fans bringing. So when all he did was juice up his fans, you think it's not going to be rocking in Indianapolis? Supposedly the basketball state of the United States, Indiana. If you think it's not going to be rocking, hell yeah, it's going to be rocking. But that's okay, right? Of course it's okay. Because what we are is used to winning. And as I said before, let's rechange the narrative. We lost the first game. Let's change the narrative as it was the first time we came around. We won the first one, they won 4 in a row. We were a different team than we were the game 1. What's going to happen in Game 3? Like I said, the most important games that when the series really starts are Games 3, 4, and 5. But Games 1, 3, and 5 are the most important to me. And 3 is because, in our case, we need to go steal one. And Game 3 is the easiest one to steal because they're getting back home. They're going to be just in their beds. They're going to be feeling good. So Game 3 is the easy one to steal, just like Game 1 is the easy one to steal. Hey, Rogelio, how you doing? Yes, it was great defense, but that's the difference. So now, do I feel comfortable with our team? Yeah, because there hadn't been a J-Dub signing yet. Remember that. He played okay. He didn't play that great tonight. He played okay. But I'm going to say this again. When our big 3 are rolling, when SGA, J-Dub, and Chet are rolling, you're not going to beat us. I don't care if you're the Celtics. I don't care if you're the Pacers. I don't care if you're Golden State. I don't care if you're the Lakers. I don't care who the hell you are. Cleveland Cavaliers, New York Knicks, doesn't matter. But I thought the Indiana Pacers were the scariest team to me because of their depth off the bench, their coaching, and Tyrese Halliburton. Now, Halliburton was a no-show, and he got a bunch of empty calories tonight. He showed up when the game was out of line, 100%. But the game was over when he showed up. Okay, bro. Where were you when the game counted? Nowhere to be found. So, that being said, I know Halliburton's going to be at home. He's going to bounce back and have a better game. Their bench players are going to be having a better game. I can promise you that. But what we're going to need is something simple. We need J-Dub to show up. We need Chet to get even better than what he was. And I think J-Dub did an interview talking about how nobody really saw Chet play from the beginning. Because remember, at the beginning of the year, Chet was a monster. What was he averaging? 25, 9, and 5 blocks or 4 blocks or something stupid before he got hurt. So Chet is just now trying to find his legs to get back under him. We still need J-Dub to step up and play. SGA is going to do what SGA does. He scores 30, and it's just like, you can just, like Carlisle said, you can count it for 30. He's going to get 30. Why? Because of the way he shoots it, the way he moves, the way he's passing. And, sometimes I wish him to shoot it more, but he tries to get his teammates involved, which, I'm okay with. But sometimes I'm like, bro, just knock down the damn shot. I'd rather you shoot it. I'd rather you shoot the mid-range from 8 feet than us try to shoot a 3. Alex R., just make sure that Dad keeps his backside in those sweeps. We don't need the shenanigans. You tell him that. I ain't telling that, Alex R. You tell him that. I guess you already did because he's probably watching right now. Rogelio, good evening. Defense really strapped it on tonight on the open threes and the corner threes. Yes, in the first they were knocking down threes, and then we closed those out from the rest of the game. And my thing is this: that's how Dallas beat us. And what did Dallas do? That's how they beat Minnesota last year. And then what did the Celtics do? Like, you ain't getting those wide open threes. If Luka, you want to beat us one-on-one, Kyrie, you want to beat us one-on-one, that's fine. But we're not going to let your other guys beat us by knocking down threes. I thought that was a great adjustment by the Thunder defense by closing out on the three-point shooters in the corner and stopping that. Let me see, manifest. J-Dub in the fourth gets anxious or nerves, turnover. My problem with him in the fourth. Manifest, what I'm saying, yeah, I agree. But that's what I'm saying. When SGA comes in the fourth, just take J-Dub out for 3 to 4 minutes. Go make a little run, bring you back in, then he's relaxed. That's but Dagnall is determined to make J-Dub a number one. And you can't take a guy from being a C to an A. You can't. You go A, C to a B, a B+. You can't take him all the way to A, and he thinks he can. You can't. Now, that being said, J-Dub did make the All-Star team. J-Dub was second team All-Defense. J-Dub was third team All-NBA. And those are awards that are well-deserved because of what the Thunder were accomplishing. He was the Robin to our Batman, 100%. But that being said, he would not have made the defensive team had Alex Caruso had enough games. And he did not. He did not qualify because, remember, you have to have 65 games to qualify. So Caruso did not qualify for our defensive team, or he would have been there instead of J-Dub, because there ain't nobody who thinks that J-Dub is a better defender than Alex Caruso. If you do, hey, come see me. Come see me, okay? Because whatever you're taking, I need some, because you are in fantasy land. Regilio, it seems all over that they were more calm. Yeah, the first game out of the way, and I thought SGA made a great point in his interview talking about how they've already gone, or Scott SVP, and I thought, by the way, a funny quote from him was, I heard him screaming, I thought they were saying SVP, but they were screaming MVP. Shea started laughing. By the way, Shea, those glasses were clean. You look good tonight, Shea. So I thought that was pretty funny. But the Thunder are very simple. When SGA is more aggressive to get us going, and he's picking his spots to be aggressive, that's when we gel as a team. But remember, in order to beat Indiana on the road, SGA is going to do what he does. But J-Dub and Chet are going to have to show up. And Wiggins, are you going to have another game like that? Yeah, if you can, if you're just shooting threes, if you're not trying to take people off the dribble and think you can score and all that nonsense, just catch and shoot threes, please. Catch and shoot threes, please. I've been yelling for what? Ever since you had 40? Catch and shoot threes, bro. Catch and shoot threes. Know your role. Don't try to go beyond that. Don't try to go and make plays and drive to the basket and try to throw it, assist somebody. Catch and shoot. If you ain't got it, pass it out. And wait for your opportunity. When you get your opportunity, to take full advantage of it. That's what we need. That's what you did tonight. And then when you look at the Indiana Pacers, what's their story coming back home? Here, let me take a quick break, and then I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to give Indianapolis their side of the story. I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit those guys up. They'd love to take care of you. They are fantastic. And if you have a water treatment plant in your city or your county, they'll be more than happy to make sure you have clean drinking water. Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit my guy Jose Fierro up. He will take care of you. I can promise you. He'll make sure everything is great. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC. And no, Randy, I do not have any YNB waters tonight. Oh, my God. But anyway, you can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. And I appreciate them going out sponsoring us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. Now, you can pre-qualify or you can go into one of their 5 locations, the main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YB East, which is off the Parkway, and 66 at 39th Expressway. YB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks, and I-40 just south of I-40 right there on Garth Brooks. And then, of course, YB Peoples located on 23rd and Bethany between Rockwell and MacArthur. And the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. About that stuff smells so good. In fact, I got quite a few compliments today about my cologne. They're like, oh, that smells so good. What is it? I said, it's Creed. Go by Penn Square Mall, see my girl Beth, tell her I sent you. They give you some free samples, promise you. They will take care of you because, as they always say, Matt, remember, pick the best for your best. And I do that. Hey, baby. Hi, honey. Yeah, it'll be okay. Here, take this treat. Here, take this treat. There you go. Sorry about that. Ace is not he freaks out with the storms, and he's a big baby. He's a 90-pound pit bull that's the biggest baby in the world unless you're trying to come into the house. Then it's a totally different story. Let me see. Rogelio. They've got to remember they played the Wolves in Game 4 on the road, be dominant, will be the better team. Yes. Okay, I will say this, though, to that, Rogelio. Game 3, they were out of their mind shooting threes. Out of their damn mind shooting threes. I would say go back to Game 3 in against Denver. When we lost to Denver in Game 3, SJ couldn't make shots. We had him. We just couldn't make shots. Game 4, he made some shots. Game 5, he closed the door. Game 6, he was a beast. In Game 7, everybody showed up. So, and yes, in Game 4, I agree with you. But we were a team as a group. We need J-Dub to step up at some point. And we need to let the game come to him instead of him trying to do what Caruso was doing, which was trying to create stuff. And I understand you're trying to make plays. I understand all that. You're feeling the pressure and you want to do something. But, bro, the best thing you can do is just go ahead and let the game come to you. And you'll be able to do what you need to do. Let me see. Yes, I agree. Alex Caruso should have been on the All-Star team. Not the All-Star team, the all-defensive team. Could be wrong. I thought some of it was load management. No, because he was hurt. He hurt himself several different times. I think it was. I don't know if they purposely kept him in load management. I don't know if that was the case, but he did not qualify for all defensive team, which he would have not. Which he would have made over J-Dub 100%. Burgess. Hey, evening to you, big dog. See you tomorrow. We need YB Waters. Bro, I don't have no YB Waters. I drank it all, bro. Sorry, but yes, we do. But anyway, that being said, guys, with the playing in Indiana, this is the thing. Number one, Indiana is going to come at us, which is okay because we're going to come at them. Number two, their bench players, I expect, will play better. But I expect our bench players to play better as well. With all that being said, the difference between our bench and their bench is our bench can score and defend, and their bench is more of scorers. But if we cut down on the wide open threes with them from the corner, which we did tonight, and we force them to go drive to the basket and do all that and try to create, that's the difference, and we're going to get out in transition. These are the things that make the difference. They only had 15 turnovers, and we beat them by 20. They had 25 turnovers, and we had 7, and we lost. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming. Sorry, my fat boy. He's just all wigged out. And when the thunder just shakes him up, it wigs him out big time, so he's needing his dad. But anyway, that being said, they're going to do what they're going to do. The crowd is going to be crazy. But if you play basketball, the one thing, like someone's asking me, Matt, what do you miss most about basketball? I said playing on the road. There's nothing like when you can do this to a crowd. Like, because you got to be sly about it, because back then they throw a tech on you. They won't so much this days, but you kind of put your hand on your ear like you're scratching your head. But you're like, y'all are quiet. I can't really hear anything. There's nothing like 18,000 people going quiet. I've heard it happen several times. And it's one of my favorite things. I miss that is to shut the opposing crowd up. When they know the game's over, you know the game's over. I think we'll be fine when it comes to that. But once again, SJ's going to do what he does. But what is J-Dub? When is he going to step up and give us a game? Chet has to continue his – he played better in the second half, and his slow trajectory of what he needs to do. Kaysen, he just needs to slow down, continue to play defense, and get some turnovers. That's what Kaysen needs to do. Dort just needs to keep doing what he does on Halliburton. Wiggins, bro, just catch the ball and shoot the threes. Don't try to dribble. Don't try to make plays. Dort, don't try to make plays. None of that. Just catch and shoot and play defense. That's all we need you to do. Caruso, keep doing what you do. iHeart, please start being more of a threat offensively, because when he's more of a threat offensively, I think our team as a group is much better because it gives us a different threat. Because when he's just facilitating by passing the ball, he's not a threat, so they can kind of like not really have to worry about him. I don't like that. Come on, you were averaging 11 points a game. Now you're not. Come on. That's the thing that I want him to start doing. Let me see. Rogelio says when they're not hitting their threes, they're a whole nother team. That's true because they play so fast. But the problem with us, with them playing fast against us, our transition defense, we're number one in transition defense. With turnovers and getting back. So they're not getting the easy baskets they normally got against the Knicks. Because how many times did you see the Knicks will score and they score right back on a layup? Our transition defense is not allowing that. We're number one in defense and transition defense, so that's not happening. You're not going to be able to get away with that with us. So I'm not worried about that so much as them playing fast. I want them to continue to do that, but we got to continue to get back on defense. And like you said, Rogelio, if we get out to the corner and we contest our threes, they're the best three-point shooting team in the playoffs because they're shooting wide open threes. That happened in the second half of last game, and that happened in the first quarter of this game. And then that all went away. And when we don't allow them to shoot threes in transition, we don't allow them to shoot wide open corner threes, we make them try to beat us off the bounce. That's not happening with our defensive pressure. And remember, a 9-0 run here, an 8-0 run there, a 7-0 run there. All of a sudden, you're up 18 or you're up 22. That's what happened tonight. J-Dub goes to the bench, we go on a 9-0 run. Start the second quarter, we go on a 6-0 or 7-0 run. SGA comes back in, we go another run. J-Dub comes back in, we close the door. It's not rocket science, so don't try to overthink it. Don't try to get all whatever, out. Just stick to what the plan is. Close out the threes and make them, yes. The commander says it was nice and quiet in Norman. Yes, it was. It was nice and quiet there, except when they did not come after you, but they came after me. They come after the guy with the knife, not the guy without the knife. I still don't understand that. So, but anyway, he's talking about when we beat OU and we were the first team to score from Oklahoma State, the first team to score 100 points in Lloyd Noble, the opposing team. We were the first team to do that. But anyway, that's another story. But I'm going to say this. Game 3, as I said, it's important because, number one, the series is tied. So Oklahoma City needs it to get home court advantage back. Indiana needs it in order to continue to keep home court. That's what Game 3 means. Games 3, 4, and 5, but really games 3 and 5 are the most important. Because if the Oklahoma City Thunder tie it back up, which I believe they will, they're going to get at least one. I think they're going to probably get 2, but I think they're going to get at least 1. And then you come back to Oklahoma City for Game 5. And if you think tonight was rocking, I can promise you Game 5 is going to be rocking up in there. So it comes back for Game 5, and then it's going to be really crazy. Which the Thunder have every ability and every possibility to make all that happen, 100%. And I think they will. I'm not worried about it at all. And when I look at what we're able to accomplish as a team, what we're able to accomplish as a group, I'm not worried about it at all. I'm just not. And I think we'll be fine in what we're going to be able to do. I believe we'll get one of these two, if not both. I really believe we'll get both. Because the Denver series helped us so much. I think we grew up in the Denver series. And as I said before, when we were losing, I said the longer the Denver series goes, the better for us. Because of the simple fact that as it's going, what does that mean? that means that we're going to get better playing in a groove, playing together again, getting back into the flow. That's why I was worried after we won against Minnesota and we had to sit for 7 days. I was nervous about that. But I'm glad because the last thing I wanted was to extend the series and give them something, somebody could get hurt and then it could happen and then we end up losing the game, losing in the finals, not making it to the finals. So if you can close the door on somebody, close the door on them. So I'm okay with that, but I knew that it was going to be tough for us to game one because we were going to be out of sorts. We're going to be out of balance, which means what? That meant that, okay, we're out of balance, which means game one is the easiest game to steal of an opponent. Because especially one who has been sitting, especially one who's younger. Game one is the easiest one to steal. But because we had already lost to Denver, and we smashed them in game two, kind of like tonight, but worse. Game three, we should have won, except SGA couldn't knock down any shots to close the game out like he did game one. And as I've always said again, the thing that I said about SGA is when he plays bad, I like it because the next 2 games he's going to come back and kill you. That's what he did. He came back and killed him tonight. When he plays bad, dude, best thing for the Thunder. He's going to come back and he's going to do work, and that's what he did tonight. Randy says, the commander says, but coaching is driving us crazy. Yes, he is. And it's just his substitution patterns. But then he does something fantastic by putting K-Rich in there, which is what I asked him to do the other night. If they're going to go small, don't put K-Rich in there. Don't have Kaysen in there. If you're going to go small, go K-Rich. And then you have a bigger guy who's still smaller, but he's big and physical enough that he's not going to get pushed around like Kaysen will. And tonight, K-Rich made all the difference. And I believe if he'd have played him in game one, it would have been fine. Alex R. Lose before he changes. Yeah, that'd be nice. He doesn't have to lose before he changes. I agree. But like the commander says, Randy says, it just drives us crazy because when you're sitting there watching, you're like, what are you doing, coach? I don't understand it. But where are we now? We're back on track. We're 1-1. We're going there for game 3. And I can promise you, the Indiana fans are going to be crazy. Carlisle, great deal by him tonight, telling the fans, hey, baby, hey, guys, I'm going to have to go here in just a second. My fat boy he's all whiny and stuff right now. But anyway, Carlisle did a fantastic job tonight of telling his fans, oh, this place was great. Now, we're going to have it out of our fans. Why are you juicing up your fans? Won't they already be like that? Dagnall don't have to say that about Oklahoma City fans. Our fans are going to be crazy. It's going to be loud and in charge in Oklahoma City on Game 5. I can promise you that. It's going to be crazy in there, especially with a chance to close them out. So I know that the fact that he has to do that is kind of funny to me because they showed a picture tonight on TV with their 18,000 fans in the stands waiting just like ours were. Okay, you tell me what arena, if your team is in the finals and you open your arena and say, hey, you guys, free tickets, you can come in and watch the game here. How many people are going to show up? It's going to be full just like Oklahoma City did. Really? You have to pump up your fans. You have to brag about our facility and how loud it was. We already know it's loud. We already know it's ready to go. So, speaking of that, when is the next game? When is it going to happen? Wednesday night, 7:30 on ABC. Yeah, I agree, Randy. Randy says 8 days off is the biggest key. I agree. And we're back in groove now. We've got a couple games under our belt. After game 3, I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but I think we're slowly getting back into the groove again. And we needed to play. And game 1 was the easiest one to steal. So game 3 at Indianapolis, or Indiana. Indianapolis is in Indianapolis, but in Indiana on ABC, 7:30 is going to be crazy. And we will be live somewhere. I don't know where we're going to do the show at on Wednesday night, but we're going to do the show live somewhere to do the game 3. So we'll be somewhere doing game 3. I don't know where. We may wait till Friday night. Well, no, I got to work Friday, so I can't do that Friday. But Wednesday night we'll be there. And then, of course, game 5 will be Monday night. Is that right? Let me see. Friday, Saturday. So yeah, game 5 is Monday night. So let me see. Uh, the 2 days off is I'm not. Wednesday night's going to be okay. I'd rather play every other night, but, this is the finals, and I think they're trying to give the teams as much of a break in between. So, Alex I don't like how many games are in between, the 2 dates in between. But remember, we play Wednesday, Friday. So we'll play every other day. So we'll play Wednesday night in Indianapolis and then turn around and play Friday night in Indianapolis, which is going to be better for us. So we'll go Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. And I think that's going to be a better flow for us because it's skip 2 days, play, skip a day, play, skip 2 days and play. So before game 5. So I like the scenario of us playing in Indianapolis, only getting 1 day off. Now, I would have been more worried if it had been 2 days off, but the fact it was only 1 day, I like that. That plays, I think, in Oklahoma City's favor by having only sitting 1 day. I think that makes a huge difference for us because we get back in the flow. So that's why it's so important. I think if we win game 3, by only having 1 night off and coming back and playing game 4, we can beat them and get 2 games off. Get 2 games. Now, like I said, how sweet would that be for us to do exactly the opposite of what happened to us our first series, our first time we went to the finals? We win the first game and get swept by Miami. And it reminded me a lot of us the first time when we played Miami. Like the commander and I were at the game, we're sitting there, like I said before, we were sitting there, we were watching, and go, oh, shit, after the first few minutes, we're going to win this game because Miami was not aggressive at all, and we knew we were going to win, and we drank a lot. Game 2, we sat there, and we're like, oh, shit, here they come, because Miami was downhill the whole time, and they were coming at us. So we knew we were going to be in trouble, and that's exactly what happened. And then we went to Miami. They beat us in game 3, kind of close game 4, and it was over. So to me, I'm looking at it being the same way. That's why I said, when we lost the first game, I was upset, and I sat down, I calmed down. I thought, you know what? Let's change the narrative. Let's make it different this time around. Let's make it different. Let's try to win this game. Let's do the same thing that happened to us the first time. Well, we lose the first game. We lose the first game this time. We won the first game last time. Let's change the narrative of what happened to the Thunder in our organization. And I think we have an opportunity to do that, and I'm excited about it. I'm pumped up about it. Alex R. So, I mean, that's so it can be 4-1. So let's go sweep these 4. Let's go get these 4. Tonight was a huge step, but Wednesday night is going to be a big, huge step for us Wednesday night. Let's get that W. Let's get it done. Then we play Friday night. Let's get that done. Let's come back here Monday and get it done here at home on a Monday night. It's going to be rocking. And then let's have the parade at Scissortail. Because somebody had not have a parade, but have the championship ceremony at Scissortail. Because somebody was like, I forget who it was. Somebody, well, let's do a parade. How you gonna do a parade in Bricktown? How about you have a park already set up? How about doing it at a Scissortail with the Thunder with Paycom in the background, all lit up. You can see Devon Tower all lit up with NBA champions and whatever the other bank is over there. I know who it is, but I'm not going to say their name. Anyway, they can have their stuff lit up. Why wouldn't you do that? But Devon Tower is going to be lit up and it's going to be beautiful. So I'm excited about that. Here's the opportunity, guys. And you got your MVP doing what he's doing. Yes, it was a 25 rebounding difference from game 1. Yes, it was, Randy, because we talked about that. Remember, we got out rebounded by 17, and then we out rebounded them by 8 tonight, 43-35. I think it was 43-35. We out rebounded them tonight. So, but I thought about that too. And remember, they had like 8 offensive rebounds, and they got, 3 on one possession? Or 4 on one possession. So the rebounding with the double bigs, Randy, which is what you had called, made a huge difference playing the double bigs tonight. It threw them for a loop. They weren't expecting that either. And they weren't expecting the success it had because they were getting one shot and they were done. And they were fighting on the boards to get stuff because we were 5 deep. And that makes a huge difference in what the game plan was tonight and what the game plan will be going to Indiana on Wednesday. But I think it's going to be a great series. I think it's going to be exactly what I said. I thought we was going to go 5 or 6. It's what I thought we were going to do. I thought we'd win in Indianapolis in 6 games. That's kind of what my gut was. But I'm going to take 5 here Monday night to have Game 5 at home, to be able to close it out at home in front of the fans. Hell yeah. Let's do that. Who's going to be mad about that? I'm not. I know you guys aren't either. No, I don't think anybody will be mad about that. And my guy Jose says we haven't played our best game yet. No, we haven't. But SGA has been consistent, but nobody else really has. But Game 1 to me was the best thing for us because I think it allowed us to go, okay, look, we shot 39%. They had 25 turnovers and we got beat. We gave them the game. The only time they led was with .05 seconds to go in the game to beat us. Tonight, back and forth, until J-Dub went to the bench in the first quarter. We made a run. We never looked back. And then also, when they tried to make a run, we were up 24, whatever, they made a run, boom, 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 knocked down some threes, the game was over. But as Randy says, rebounding and shooting the basketball better. Those are things that made the difference. Getting out-rebounded about 17 the first quarter, out-rebounded them. They out-rebounded us by 17 the first game. We out-rebounded them. The turnovers, they took care of the basketball, but what our defensive pressure did, it did not create turnovers. It created bad shots, and they still shot 45% or 40 whatever percent from the field. But here's the difference. Their 15 turnovers were more. We got points and turnovers. How many points did we get in off of turnovers? Let me see if that's on here. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Let me see. There were hardly any fast break points. Unfortunately, I did not have. I turned off my app that I normally have. I had already exited out of it, so unfortunately, I don't have that on there, and I'd have to do it on my thing on my TV. And if I do that, it's going to screw you guys up, so I'm not doing that. Parade downtown Yukon on Highway 66. 66 steps from his office. Yeah, bro. Nobody's coming to Yukon. Good try, though, Randy. He's so full of crap. So whatever. But anyway, all right, guys. See you guys tomorrow on the Popular Hour. I've got my basketball camp in the morning. So I'm going to go to bed and get some rest because, I'm going to have these knucklehead kids, 1st through 8th grade. In fact, I'll put that up here for my basketball camp tomorrow morning, June 9th and 10th, which is tomorrow morning is the 9th and 10th. So I've got my basketball camp in the morning, which is going to be these brats. It's going to be fun, right? That's what I'm looking forward to. It's going to be a good time. We're going to get it done. June 9th through the 10th, 9th and the 10th from 8 till 12. It's going to be a good time. But I'm going to get some rest tonight is what I'm going to do because I know tomorrow it's going to be crazy for me tomorrow morning. And we will have a food truck, guys, there tomorrow for us. So if people want to come by, you want to feed your kids after lunch, or you just want to come by and have lunch there at Santa Fe Family Life Center, please do. It'll be fantastic. By the way, Thunder have now even the series 1-1. It's now going back to Indianapolis, 7:30 Wednesday night on ABC. And I think the Thunder are going to get that game to Game 3 as well. So I'm excited about that. So we can have our parade in downtown Yukon. Boy, you're a mess. You're a hot mess.